Hello students, once again welcome back to the class of physics. So in the previous class actually we discussed the concept of the first law of thermodynamics. Along with that we have studied the applications of the first law of thermodynamics. Fine. So in this session I'm going to start one more concept, that is work done by isothermal process. This is one of the important questions for your 3 mark in your exam. They may ask, sometimes it is for 5 mark also, depends. Okay, so that is work done by isothermal process. So what do you mean by isothermal process? So you already know what is the meaning of isothermal process. See, in this, isothermal means what? The temperature of the system will remain constant. So which are the variables? Pressure and as well as volume. So these are the two variables that we can observe here in this case of isothermal process. Then what will be the work done during that case? For that, if you want to find the value of work done, that is W, correct? So we need to find the value of W. So further moving on to that particular point, so let me take what exactly is taken to prove this concept, that is work done by isothermal process. See, now let us consider a system or a cylinder which is containing perfectly conducting base at the bottom, base nothing but bottom, and the perfectly non-conducting walls including piston. Let us take 1 mole of a gas in a cylinder which is having non-conducting walls and piston and perfectly conducting base. Now we took ideal gas and the area of this will be taken as A, and pressure inside the system, ideal gas, the pressure inside the system will be taken as P, and the initial volume will take it as V or V1. Initially its volume is V1. If what I will do, if work is done by the system, let us consider initially it is at point X. Next, what happens if I apply force? That is nothing but, if you take work done by the system means what? This piston is moving in this direction, that is upwards. In other words, we can say work done by the system on the surrounding. We know what is the condition for that. You know, even we studied the conventions also. Okay, what happens if is work done by the system on the surrounding, what will be the convention? As well as if you consider work done on the system by the surrounding, what will be the sign convention? That all we studied in the previous video. Now here, initially it is at point X. Okay, area is A and the volume is V1. Next, what happens if I apply force in this direction? It will start to move up. Let us consider now the piston will come to this particular point. So now it is here. Okay, it travels a distance of around dx. Dx is the distance traveled by a body after applying some force. After doing some work, the distance traveled by this piston will be taken as dx. Okay, so initially its area is A. Okay, the distance traveled after doing some work will be taken as dx. Now, after some time, when the when the piston travels a distance dx, the volume of the system will be taken as V2. So V2 is the volume after doing some work. Okay, so this will be the condition what actually observed before going to start this. So now what I need to find, we need to find the value of work done. So what do you mean by work done? We know work done is nothing but it is a product of force into displacement. So displacement value here we got. Sir, what is the value of force, sir? We don't know. That we need to find. But we have an expression for pressure. What is the expression for pressure? We know that P is equals to what? F by A. Correct. Now I need to find the value of F. So cross multiply this. So what you will get, F is equals to what? P into A. So can we can easily substitute the value of P into A in the place of F. So substitute the value of F in the here, that is P into A into dx. So area into length, what we will get? Area into length or area into displacement. There we will get volume, correct? So P into dV. So W is equals to P into dV. So this we already know. Let us take dW. I'll take it as dW, and here it is also dW. So the work done, the amount of work done will be given as P into dV. So during this time interval, during this particular instant, the work done will be taken as P into dV. This formula we already know, that we studied in the first law of thermodynamics. While writing the expression for first law of thermodynamics, there only we studied all these concepts. Now what I need to find? I need to find the value of total work done by the system. Work done by the system. From where to where? From volume V1 to V2. During this interval, okay, during this we need to find the volume, we need to find the value of total work done. So if I want to find the value of total work done, what we need to do? We have to do integration. So let us take the total work done by the system is given by integration of dW, that is equals to integration of P into dV. Here volume varies from V1 to V2 because initial volume is V1, the final volume is V2. During this volume, what will be the amount of work done? That will give you the value of total work done by the system. So now W is equals to what? P into dV. See, here we have a variable, that is V. So here we have P. So we can't integrate the functions if it is like this. So what we need to do, sir? For that we have a relation, that is, we know that from ideal gas equation I can write it as PV is equals to what? R into T. Why, sir, you took R into T? Why it is not N into R into T? Because here we took 1 mole of a gas. If you substitute the value of N, that is 1. So 1 into RT, that is RT only. Now V is equals to what? RT divided by P. So P is equals to what? RT divided by V. So in the place of P, we can easily substitute the value of V. So take this as equation number 1 and this as equation number 2. Now substitute the value of P in equation number 1. So 2 in 1. So what we will get? That is equals to W is equals to integration V1 to V2. So what is the value of P here? R into T divided by V into dV. So we know that R is universal gas constant. Here T is also a constant. Why, sir? Because it is an isothermal process. We know that the temperature of the system will remain constant. So take these two outside. Then what we will get? W is equals to R into T into integration V1 to V2 1 by V into dV. So in bridge course, you people have already studied what is the value of 1 by x into dx. Integration of 1 by x into dx. What is the value? That you already studied. We know that this integration of 1 by v into dv is log v. We know that. What is the formula? We know that integration of 1 by x into dx is what? That is log x plus c. So similarly, if it is 1 by v into dv, we can take it as log v plus c. That is equals to RT into integration of 1 by v into dv, that is log v where the limits varies from V1 to V2. So that is V1 to V2. Okay. Now that is given by RT into, you can apply the limits here. So what you will get, first you have to apply the upper limit. So you will get it as log of V2 minus, then the lower limit is V1. So log V1. And we know that again, logarithmic formula, that is log m by n is equals to what? Log of m minus log n. Correct? So here we have V2 by V1. So this is in the form of log m by n. So log m by n is log m minus log n. So similarly here we have log V2 minus V1, that we can write it as log of V2 by V1. So here the base is E. If they don't mention anything here, it is understood that is the base of this logarithmic function is E. If you want to convert this into log 10, sir, why we need to convert this into log 10, sir? Because if you want to find the value of log of something, V2 by V1, so in your log book, or what you people will say Clark's table, in that it is in the form of log 10 only. The values are given in the form of log 10, not given in the form of log E. So that's the reason why you need to convert this into log 10. So if you convert that, what you will get? So just nothing, you have to multiply this with 2.303. So you will get it as 2.303 RT into log V2 by V1. So this will be the total work done by the system during isothermal process. This is one of the very important topic. So as I told you, this is one of the important question in your exam. Sir, here we got V2 and V1 as initial volume and final volume. Sir, what if there is change in pressure? Obviously that is also will get changes, correct? So if you take the value of pressure, if there is a change in the value of pressure, then what will be the formula, sir? See, that we can write it as, we have ideal gas equation, I wrote somewhere here. So where? Okay, let me write once again. See, we have a formula of ideal gas equation. This is a formula we have, that is PV is equals to N into R into T, correct? So PV is equals to what? R into T. Here R is constant, T is constant, correct? So R is also a variable. Sorry, R is a universal gas constant. T is the absolute zero temperature, not the absolute zero temperature. Here it is temperature, but in isothermal process these two are constant. Generally I will take these two as constant. So initial pressure P and V, we have taken it as pressure and volume. So if there is a value of change in pressure, initial pressure is P1 and the initial volume is V1. After some time what happens? Pressure will become P2, the volume will become V2. Correct. Now there we have a formula. It is in the form of log of V2 by V1. Correct. So let me write this in terms of V2 by V1. So what I will do, I will just send this V1 into the RHS and P2 into the LHS. What we can get here, P1 by P2 is equals to V2 by V1. So this is a formula what we will get if we use ideal gas equation. So why you took this, sir? Because in isothermal, work done by isothermal process, if they have given the value of volume, then you can use that formula. Instead of that, if they are given the value of pressure, then you need to use another formula that I will write here. Nothing, just you need to change the value of V in the place of V2 by V1, just substitute P1 by P2, that's it. So work done, the total work done by the gas. Okay, if you consider there is a value of change in pressure, then you need to take it as W is equals to 2.303 log of, okay, so V2 by V1 is there. What is the value of V2 by V1? That is P1 by P2, log of P1 by P2. So this will be the formula. So here we got two two formulas. See, both are very important for your examination. So this is one of the important question in this chapter, that is thermodynamics. See, in this chapter you can expect up to 7 or 8 marks. In that, one 3-mark question they will ask, and one 5-mark question. Sometimes they will ask 1-mark question and 2-mark questions. Usually, so 3 marks definitely this question they will ask. Last year exam paper, if you go and check, this question they asked for 5 mark. Okay, that's the reason why I am telling it is very important. Okay, so derivation it is already given in your material. Just go through with that. Okay, it's more than enough. Even I followed the same steps. Sometimes you have to write the explanation clearly. Okay, so explanation you write in your own words, nothing, it's very simple. You just consider a cylinder, okay, having perfectly conducting base and non-conducting walls. Why sir, why you took like that? Because here it is isothermal process. We know that it's if you want to perform this particular experiment, you have to apply force very slowly. In generally, we can also call it as quasi-static process, correct? Quasi-static process. So what do you mean by quasi-static process? So static means what? It is almost it is nothing but, in general in mechanics used to say it is at rest. The properties of a bodies when they are at rest, that we are going to study under the branch of mechanics, that is nothing but statics, correct? So it is also, in other words, we can say it is infinitely small process. So that's the reason why they took here perfectly conducting base. If they apply force very slowly, or if they push the piston very slowly, what happens? There will be exchange of heat between the system and the surrounding. So during that interval, it will not allow to rise the temperature inside the system. So whatever the rise in temperature, definitely it will exchange with the surrounding. So hence the system temperature it will remains constant. Okay, hence it will attain isothermal process. That is the reason why they took perfectly conducting base. So here we are studying actually work done by the system. So what happens? It will become obviously the final output what you got, that is positive. Okay, this is all about the concept of work done by isothermal process. Just go through with that. Okay, it's very important. Okay, and these formulas you must remember, integration as well as differentiation formulas. If you don't remember, and definitely it will be very difficult for you people to understand these concepts. Okay, so in the next video I am going to derive an expression for work done by adiabatic process. So here we studied isothermal. In the next video I am going to start the concept of work done by adiabatic process. Just go through with this. If you have any doubts related to this, you can ask. Just post your doubts in the group, there we will discuss.